All right, let's try this again, YouTube. Thank you guys for the patience. All right, there we go. Again, happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to this live stream. It is Christine here with gaugegirltraining, an online meal planning and coaching service. I'm a food scientist, I'm a chemical engineer, and I wanted to go live today to chat with you all about signs that you're ready for a hormone reset, because I'm getting a lot of questions about this, and this does not apply to everybody. This certainly does not apply to everybody. And we're back. Yes, hey Janelle. And I want to walk you guys through some things that I've observed with my clients. I want to walk you guys through what these things are, because I think that a lot of people are exhausted. Hey, good morning, Nayasa. Hello, hello. I think a lot of people are fatigued, and I think a lot of people that I've been engaging with and interacting with online, I feel like a lot of folks don't remember the last time they genuinely felt good. And if you've been feeling this way, it may be time to consider a hormone reset. And the first sign that this may be right for you is stalled weight loss. Stalled weight loss is always going to be one of the first things you look for. And if you have been making solid efforts to lose weight, and no matter what you do, you cannot budge. Your measurements don't move, your weight doesn't move, your body composition doesn't move, your energy doesn't move. Like, if nothing is changing and you're just in this stall, like you just hit a brick wall with progress, it's definitely something that you really want to think about, because there is a reason for that. And one of the most common things, it's related to low leptin. It can be related to insulin resistance. It can be related to estrogen dominance. It can be related to low thyroid function. And the way to fix that isn't by dieting harder. It's not by dieting harder. The next sign that you may need to reset your hormones is you have been overdoing it with regards to caffeine. You've been overdoing it with regards to alcohol, and you've been overdoing it with regards to sugar. If you are loading your body on all these things, you're not gonna feel good. And trust me, like, I've abused all of them at different points in my life, different points in my journey. And if your intuition is telling you that it's time for a detox, I believe that it's most likely because your body is bombarded with these things. And not only that, in addition, pesticides from non-organic foods. And your liver is the place in the body where these things are removed. But if you constantly drink and your liver is working overload to process the alcohol out of your body, if you're overdoing it with the energy drinks, if you're overdoing it, even if it's diet beverages, you guys, like, there's a lot of junk in that stuff. And it doesn't necessarily help you feel better in a natural sense. The next sign that you want to think about, you guys, is inflammation. If you feel inflamed, is green tea okay? So the thing is, there is a little bit of caffeine in green tea. If you do not have any PCOS, you're not prone to fibroids or cysts, and it doesn't run in your family and you're not prone to that, I would say okay. But if you do have cysts in the breast, fibroids in the breast, fibroids in the uterus, fibroids in the ovaries, cysts, all those things, if that's you, I would avoid caffeine. Now, inflammation, if you feel inflamed in your gut, your organs, your joints, and you feel pain doing the most basic tasks, like if doing the laundry has you fatigued, if a basic trip to the grocery store, you're exhausted, you're out of breath, like if that's a whole lot of effort for you, decaf is perfectly fine, yes. It may be time to consider a reset, because you're gonna have the opportunity to include anti-inflammatory foods and to bring those inflammation levels down in the body. The next thing you're gonna wanna consider is if you have stubborn belly fat. If you have fat in the lower abdomen that no matter how much weight you lose, it just holds there and you feel like it almost crept up out of nowhere. You didn't used to have it, now you do. And now it's literally like the bane of your waistline. It just will not go away. If you're dealing with stubborn belly fat, and I'm not talking about the type of fat in your stomach that you just need to exercise consistently and eat better consistently. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about legitimate hormonal belly. Somebody here says, Janelle, I've had a heavy period your whole life and no doctor or specialist paid attention to that. I clot during my periods and I've had them to the end of 5th grade. Janelle, I am terribly sorry to hear that. And that is definitely something to note. It is something to note and it means something. It means something, absolutely. The next thing that I want to talk about, the sign that you are ready for a hormone reset, is your mood. If you find that your mood swings are more frequent and more severe, again, I know that we deal with stress and life things. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about things that are just above and beyond a level of stress that have you feeling extremely moody, snappy, and you almost feel like you can't control your feelings. You can't control your emotions. You may find yourself feeling weepy for no reason, out of nowhere. And like, I've had lots of ladies that I work with feel the need to just, what about with SLE? What is SLE? Mood swings are very real. They are very legitimate, and they're something that should not be ignored. The next thing is irregular periods. So for those of you guys joining the broadcast late, we're talking about 10 signs you're ready for hormone reset. You had to lose, oops, hang on. Get checked for uterine fibroids. Ooh, and that's excellent advice, Nayesa. Oh, I'm so sorry. You had to get the shot or lose your job. You noticed that your period and hormones were horrible this month. I'm so sorry, Andrea. That sounds awful. Can this affect women even into the mid to late 70s? Absolutely. You just got the depot shot birth control. You gained 35 pounds in 3 months. I've never dealt with not being able to lose weight and you got off it and it's still hard. I'm really sorry to hear that. So with irregular periods, you guys, I'm going to get back to all of those things. I just want to stay on task here. If you are dealing with the fact that your period is not coming on a monthly basis, if the duration between cycles, if the intensity of your period, and if the intensity of your period, the length of your period, and the time between cycles, if those things are getting more and more and more and more, that is a very big indicator of an underlying imbalance. And they're not things that you can just ignore. I can't tell you how many ladies, how many clients that I work with that are like, I'm like, did you get your period this month? Oh no, I get it sometimes I don't. I'm like, wait, what? And like, I'm not talking about menopausal women. I'm talking about women in their 20s, women in their 30s. And that's not normal. That's not normal. I'm not saying this to make anybody feel bad. I am saying this to draw your attention to it so you do something about it. The next thing is intolerable PMS. If you find that the days leading up to your period, like they've taken over your life to the point that like over-the-counter medication just doesn't provide sufficient relief. If you are living off of ibuprofen and you are going through it, I'm talking the type of period pain that you need a hot compress, you need to call off of work, you're literally just incapacitated. Nayesa, that's a great question, and that's one of the signs, conflicting results. So the thing is, your test results may say that you are fine even though you may feel off. And I have a client who is a perfect example of this. So she was doing the high protein, low fat approach, like the bodybuilder approach to nutrition, doing fine, but then she started losing her period. She started losing her period. And again, her fats were getting a little too low. She was getting very lean, and that was great. But again, her hormones were off. And we talked about it, and I said, you know, you're eventually going to need to up your dietary fats, but she had very specific physique goals, yada, yada, yada. Long story short, we eventually ended up putting her on keto. And the thing is, she felt better mentally on keto, had more mental clarity, but was not experiencing progress. And it wasn't until I put her on a custom reset program that, you know, enabled higher fiber, enabled more bowel movements, enabled things. And it's not just bowel movements, you guys, as you know. But the thing is, it's the combination of the foods. It's the right macro ratios. It's, yes, was she in a caloric deficit? The thing is, I had her on a smaller deficit because everything on paper made logical sense. It was, she was in a caloric deficit of 500 calories, and no matter what, nothing was changing. And it wasn't until I put her on a smaller deficit, changed her food to support hormone balance, that not only was she eating more, working out, you know, seeing progress, week after week after week after week in a week, and feeling sustained, feeling good, eating food. Like, because the thing is that one problem with keto, I love the ketogenic diet. I've done it before I've done it keto for a total of 9 months of my life in 2017. And the thing is, you guys, the one drawback of keto for my ladies with hormone imbalance is it doesn't give you enough nutrients. You're not getting enough vegetables. You're not getting the antioxidants from like low sugar fruit, like berries, blueberries. Again, keto works very well for what it's supposed to do, but it's just a little too low in carbohydrates, in my professional opinion, for the ladies with hormone imbalances, because you need those nutrients to feel better. So you guys, my entire point of saying all of this to answer Nayessa's questions is your test results may say you are fine, even though you don't feel fine. And this lady that I'm telling you guys about, who ended up doing better on a custom hormone protocol, she did get her labs done and they said she was fine. But the one but was, when I looked at her labs, when I looked at the ranges, she was at the borderline range of still in spec, still in a healthy place, but she was at the border. And the one problem with lab testing is your estrogen and progesterone levels vary all throughout your cycle. And how do you know you're testing at the right point in your cycle to gauge whether or not they're imbalanced? So your hormones vary hour to hour, day by day, depending on what time of the month it is. And that's very real. Like, being able to accurately predict your hormones through blood work, it's like being able to predict the weather. Can we like predict the weather based off of the pressure systems and the wind and the things that we can measure? Yes, but has the weatherman ever been wrong? Yes, like absolutely yes. There have been times it's supposed to be a sunny day and then it rains. Like, so my point being is blood tests are about as reliable as looking at the weather forecast, because it can change at the drop of a dime. And your hormones are just like that. So for those of you guys wondering if this is right for you, are there any side effects to the IC3? So it does detox excess estrogen. If you are taking hormonal birth control that has estrogen in it, it can lessen the effect of your birth control. So if you're on a progesterone mimicker called like progestin, like that type of birth control, you're fine. But if you are on a estrogen mimicker, no. So that's the only side effect that I can think of. What type of workouts do you recommend on the program? So I'm actually coming out with a very special training plan for the hormone reset that will be coming out Black Friday. Hey, Norma. And it's going to be very targeted and tailored. I'll have a home and gym option. I'm having more labs done and I feel out of it. I've gained weight. I feel bloated, swollen. I'm still eating healthy. My GYN said yesterday that blood is not the best way. And I agree, Charisse, I agree. Not on birth control, but I get scared of like getting anxiety with supplements. So Birdie, if I could give you some peace of mind, So I have the IC3 right here. The ingredient in here is in Brussels sprouts. It's in cabbage, it's in broccoli, it's in cauliflower. Like, this is a phytochemical, meaning it is a concentrated version of what's naturally in plants. So, you know, with that being said, if you're afraid to eat Brussels sprouts, then you should be afraid of this. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it's very natural. It's just a concentrated, more potent form of it designed to help you. It's designed to help you. So if you guys are interested, you guys can get in on the 21-day hormone reset plan. I think it's great to do one of these resets occasionally. I like the idea personally of doing one for myself. I want to do this once every 4 to 6 weeks, meaning I love the 7-day detox phase of phase 1 because it just makes me feel good. It's higher calories, it's higher fat, it's high fiber. Like, my body just responds so nicely, and I'm just able to drop fat so much easier when I do this. Like, it agrees with my body, it agrees with my mind, it agrees with my everything. It just agrees. And for those of you who have started the plan and have been seeing the menu, seeing the recipes, it just makes sense. It just makes a lot of sense. So you guys can check out the Hormone Reset Plan on gaugegirltraining. It's on, right now it is $50 off. This program is $199. It is discounted to $149, and tomorrow is the last day to get in on that price. So right now it is $149. Can you follow the plan like forever? And the answer is yes. I would encourage you to stay in phase 1, but yes, you can. I would probably eventually dial the fiber down a little bit, but if your body is agreeing with it and it's working well, because it's quasi plant-based. Like, the only thing that's not plant-based in there is like the chicken and the salmon and eggs. But I am working on a plant-based version of this as well. So guys, I just want to let you guys know in detail signs that you are ready for this. If this doesn't apply to you, you'd be great with a custom plan. Does this help with fatigue? Yes, Charisse, this is wonderful for helping with fatigue. And my energy's been through the roof. I've been feeling great. But again, I have a very special metabolic resistance training plan that's going to be coming out on Black Friday, and I'll be giving you guys all the details of what you can expect on Black Friday very soon, because there's all kinds of fun stuff coming. But with that being said, you guys, that's that. And yeah, so if you have questions, comment below. If you want to chat with me more, shoot me a DM over on Instagram and we can take it from there. So thank you guys for watching. Visit gaugegirltraining.com to pick up the 21-day hormone reset meal plan. If you want the supplements, there's a separate supplement bundle on gaugelife.com. Is it okay for insulin resistance? It's excellent for insulin resistance. So check it out. Peace out, everybody. And please, if you're still here, please give this live stream a thumbs up. It helps me out here on YouTube. I really, really, really appreciate it. Have an amazing day. Bye.